Hello, my name is Diract, and welcome to another episode of the Replay Review Series. I know it's been a bit of time, but I had some exams and I was sick also, so now I'm recording again. That being said, today we'll be looking at Tracingred, also known as Tracy for me. And we're going to see his Echo gameplay because he's been playing a lot of Echo in High Masters. So he is usually around High Masters, plays a lot of Echo this season because the character is very strong, and he wanted me to do a replay review series on him, so we'll do. And I shall deliver. First off, this is Hollywood, of course, and we'll go over the team comp really quickly. So let's start with La Team de Comp. So what have we on your team? We have you on, of course, Echo. We have Tracer. Two of the strongest DPS right now. These work really well together. You can either flank or pressure the enemy however you like because of their high mobility, high burst potential, and high kill potential. Then you have Sigma, one of the better tanks still. Although his shield got nerfed, he is still quite strong. Then we have Reinhardt, which is okay. These two in combination is still very good because running a double shield is fine. If you're running the Reinhardt, I always prefer a Sig over the Zarya anyways, because Sig is just a better tank than Zarya overall. Except if you were go to go for damage. Also, the Sig is your support ult in this scenario. So because you're running a Mercy Ana, you do not have any support ults to counter any big ults from the enemy team. Your only way to do that is using the Sigma Flux. So Sig will use his ult probably as support ult, while you have no support ult on your supports. Reinhardt is going to be supported by your Sig. And you and your Tracer are just gonna be looking for flanks. You're probably gonna get pocketed by the Mercy, maybe even. Just gonna make you much more of a threat. We can already see that. My lines are so bad, excuse me. We can already see that here. On the enemy team, they are playing a cheese bunker type of comp. Nice name, by the way. Nice Smurf account. So they are playing the Zen. The new tool which I use does some good things. So they're playing the Zen, so one of the strongest supports in the game because of Discord Orb, which got nerfed in the experimental change. So we will see him go down in power level. Still pretty strong though, right now. The Baptiste is very good for the bunker, and they play a double shield. But they don't play a traditional double shield, they play a weird double shield. Like usually you would like a Sig instead of the Rhine here, but there's somehow they're not playing a Sig, and they're trying to cheese it with the Bastion damage at the Torp turret. They're probably gonna set up on any high ground, we don't know that yet. And then it will be your job to poke out the Bastion. Your job will be to poke out the Bastion, kill the shield with your sticky bombs, and then just poke out the Bastion with either another sticky bombs or you can also kill the shield with your beam. Actually, you can use all your abilities to burn either of those shields, and because you're flying, they can't really do much about it. You need to then poke over roofs and stuff to kill the Bastion. This is your primary target. You should have no problem whatsoever. The Tracer also, she can just flank around these, shoot them from an angle they don't expect. You shouldn't have a problem whatsoever. The only problem you will have will be getting to the bunker. But since you're running a double shield with a Sig, the Sig can use his connected grasp to get you there. So we will play now, and we'll see how things will go. So you see the Zen on the high ground. You did not commit onto him, which is nice. Would have probably killed you if you did. So now you see the situation, you see the bunker. Now you need to think about what you can do. So some of you, like most of your team is going down the flank route right now. So you could go over the roof and spam the Bastion. Yeah. He's not even shielded. He's abusing the Bastion spot. You could drop in from... Do I need to explain this? Maybe. There's this platform. You can jump down and transform into Bastion turret mode, and you can bug yourself in this location. You basically are forced in this location by this wall right here, and there being an invisible barrier right here. So you can stand there. Also look at the Bastion HP, you can kill him. He's gonna heal himself up. You can maybe kill him next, like, tell your team location, and then you need to burst him down at once. Like, your Baptiste can, not the Baptiste on your mid team. I'm always getting confused because this is blue and this is red. Anyways, Joanna can maybe throw an 8 on him, and then he would just be dead. Still, spamming him is very good. Bastion cannot do much right now. Like, he's in a location where he can't shoot you, so you should target everybody else but the Bastion for now.
Target offline.
That's a pick.
I like this. Executing flight maneuvers.
Now this is what we call suicide. Yes, you're peeking the Bastion. If you're doing anything, but like if you only throw sticky bombs, you might survive this. If you're going to peek for any longer, you will die. Why will you die? It is simple, because this Orisa is looking at you. This Bap will probably notice you. This Zen is also looking down main. So you're probably gonna get discorded, then shot by 2 people, and the Bastion is also like, because you want to kill him, he wants to kill you too. So yeah, there's 4 people that are going to shoot at you. You might not survive this if you do anything more than 50 once. So what I said happened. The Orisa and the Bastion together took you out of the sky. Now don't do the same mistake again. The Bastion right now is no threat. The Bastion right now is no threat to anybody. From his position, he cannot shoot you. From his position, the Bastion cannot shoot you. Because the trees are blocking his bullets. You can just spam them down without pushing into the Bastion. Also, the Zen has been free this entire time, but nobody has killed him. I mean, your Sigma took an off angle now, which is nice, and he finished it. Same mistake again. Why are you flying into the Bastion? Why are you flying into the Bastion? The only reason Bastion wins this duel is because he gets to shoot you. He shouldn't get to shoot you. You should be poking at him, not committing to him. The difference between poking him and committing to him is simply, I either peek out for a literal second and shoot sticky bombs and take a lot of damage and go back and cover, get healed, or I commit onto him, fly up, shoot sticky bombs, and then commit to fly right in front of him. One can get you killed, the other gets you killed. So if you're fighting the Bastion and the Bastion doesn't even have a sideline to you, kill everything else but the Bastion first, and if the Bastion gets a sideline to you, you then can focus the Bastion.
Mobility increased.
You want to play out of sight from the Bastion. So, you're again tunnel visioning onto the Bastion. Look at what else is happening. Look at what else is happening. You tunnel vision onto the Bastion. I was gonna say there's somebody coming up. So yeah, that's what I don't like. I don't like you tunnel visioning onto the Bastion also. Like when you could have just like killed anything else because the Bastion couldn't shoot you. There was no pressure whatsoever from the enemy team other than the main tank. Or is shooting you. And like Zen throwing some orbs down there. Like on you there was no pressure whatsoever. You could have just killed like Zen or something or anything else. Like swap targets if needed. So now, yeah, I'm putting some pressure on tanks, it's okay, that's fine. Need to be aware of the Bastion position. That's quite bad. Okay, yeah, you get headshotted by the Torb that you ran into because you didn't know he was there. Unlucky, I guess.
System reboot complete.
Then again, if we were really coordinated, we would have known that the Torbjorn is missing and you don't see the Torbjorn, so everybody would have been like, where is the Torbjorn? But I don't like your Sigma using Flux here, but it's gonna get you a kill. The reason I don't like your Sigma using Flux here, because they got a lot of ultimates coming up. I always like to use Sigmold as a last safety line, I guess. Last safe hero. Whenever things go wrong. Or whenever you need support ults, then I would use Sigmold instead. Taking the high ground is nice here. Kill the turret. Kurstiki bumped the turret instead. Killed the turret. Turret is the best play in the game. Always remember. Always remember, turret is the best play on game if I'm consistent. You're losing some people because they're kind of misplaying, I guess. Okay, Tracy.
I could push if that would help.
Go Vega. Nice. I also don't like, okay, what I don't like is these very high flights coming from you. Like you're always flying up. Don't really need to do that always, right? Don't really always need to like fly this far up. Okay, since you got a damage boost, you can shred it. Could have shredded that Baptiste. Don't tunnel vision on the Bastion. Look at who else is free. Yeah, that's nice. See, it's that easy. The Bastion from his position cannot shoot you if you're above him. So go for another target that can be killed or is out of position or not safe. Now we see you tunnel visioning onto the Bastion again. You got a pick and you thought, yeah, Bastion is still alive. I need to help my team to kill the Bastion. Well, no. As long as your team is applying pressure and not dying, you're going to win this fight because you are always going to see an opportunity like that rest Baptiste over there. You can kill again. This way, it's just going to throw you into a position you don't want to be at. So you have to use copy here. The reason you had to use copy here was because you would have died otherwise. This is why Echo, by the way, is one of the more broken heroes, because you basically have 3 lives. So you copied the Orisa, you ulted, which is nice. So now you need to think about who can I kill now? Who is it I desire to kill? Oh. So yeah, the Bastion put pressure on you, so you were focused on the Bastion, which is fine. You killed the Bastion, which is nice. Bastion, of course, forced his ult onto you, making you die, but Echo still survives because it was only a copy. So it's fine. Also, even if you die, because you put the bongo down, the bongo stays and stuff, which makes it like always look forward to copying characters which abilities stay after the copy, like Orisa bongo, Orisa shield. You actually did a good job of copying the right target.
60 seconds remaining.
Like, always look forward to targets which have deployables, so their effect or abilities linger. What I mean by that is you can copy Orisa to, like, for example, place a bongo, deploy her shield, and they're going to stay after you get out of your copy.
Moving up.
You got a bit stuck on the roof there. Awareness, 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 awareness. I heard that. I heard that. Wanna know where he was? Me. I hate the new HUD, bro. Okay. So.
Moving up.
The Reinhardt is over here on the other side of this wall. It's going to flank all the way around up here in order to shatter you all from behind. You can see him walk there. Literally, you can see him walk there because he's right here. Let's see him walk there, okay? Let's see him walk there. Let's see him walk there. There he is. Still there. Now he's gone. Now you see him again. Huh. What will he do? Separate alone on the flank.
Focus with me.
Huh. Maybe he's going to use his shatter. He got lamped. That's unlucky, you need to get out. That is an overcommitment. You just flew into 5 people and didn't die. Okay. Just flew into 5 people and 1-for-1 traded. You could have instead, like, instead of like taking a risk to trade your life, when the Bastion didn't die to your sticky bombs, you still had fly and you decided to fly into them. You could have instead flew above, right, onto the catwalk and then shoot from there, because they don't have any way of contesting that catwalk except for Baptiste jumping up. Nice pressure onto the shields. I realize you're reloading a bit too often. You could just like spam more of your primary fire. That was a nice copy, by the way. Killed the Rhine. So then when lamp is wasted, yeah, go for the Bastion. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Bastion is like way out of position and overwhelmed with what is happening. Yeah, just force yourself onto the enemy when it's over. It's nice. Get the Mercy to spawn.
Quite the boost. 60 seconds. Moving up.
Awareness, 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 awareness. This was a risky play. This was a risky play, and you didn't even kill the Torb, which is unlucky. So you didn't kill the Torb, and you flew right through the Bastion sideline. Kind of a bad idea. It's like flying through a Widow sideline. If the Widow had like insane god aim, you would be just dead. When Mercy is rezzing, you can always ask for assistance of your team. So you were just shooting on your own. Okay, kill the turret. Nice. Yeah, so far I just see some target focus issues. You're just going for targets that you shouldn't go for because it's too risky. You're taking too much risks when trying to kill something. So what I like to always say is there's 3 objectives in the game. First is the actual objective, which is pushing cart, capturing the objective, or doing anything that like is game mode required. Then there's surviving, and then there's getting kills. Number 1, pushing objective can be disregarded when and only when one of the other two goals is more important, or if it's going to benefit you getting the objective. You pushing the objective is putting pressure on the enemy, right? And you want to capture the objective to get points. How can you get points? Killing the enemy, which is number 3. But you can only kill the enemy when you're actually alive. So you want to play safe more than you want to play for kills. You can disregard the objective and you can play for kills, but if you do, play that you don't die. You surviving is always more important than the enemies dying. Right? As long as nobody dies, you win. When the enemy dies, you win, but if you die, you lose. That simple. Let's go over team comms really quickly. You only supported again. Double shield, kind of nice. These correlate very well together. Not as strong anymore as they were in previous metas, but you know, Orisa can work sometimes. You don't have a BAP, you don't have a Zen, which is quite bad. You're just instead playing a Mercy, which doesn't really have a place. Like, of course, you could pocket the Hanzo, like you, but you know, the Mercy doesn't really have a place right now. Then you have the Ana, which, who's the Ana going to Nana boost? Your support picks are quite questionable. Who is the Mercy going to pocket, and who is the Ana going to Nano? I don't know. There's no sufficient Nano target, there's no sufficient, like, pocket target. You can of course Nano the Sig, or use the Nano to save something, but it's not as sufficient as if you would Nano Reinhardt, or Winston, or Genji. So I don't know about that. And you're playing the Torp, which fits okay into the bunker type defense comp. And you're playing the Hanzo for spam, which is really nice with the buffed storm arrows. So you have one spam shield break character, you have one consistent character, which applies a lot of pressure. You have the best tank in the game next to Wrecking Ball, and you have his counterpart, and then 2 supports which are completely out of place. And I don't know where to put them. Right, enemy team is playing Wrecking Ball Diva. Ball just being the better Winston right now, so they're playing a Ball. They're probably going to dive your high ground. You need to keep your jump in order to escape that, which you still have, I think. So keep your jump because of this. They're going to they're going to be looking forward to diving you because you are quite squishy. The Mercy is quite squishy, the Ana is quite squishy. These are the 3 targets the dive will probably go for. They're playing a Genji, which is going to be fine because the Sigma can easily because your Sigma's a support ult, right? Your Sigma can ult the Genji when he's blading. They get nano blade, so it's even better. You can delay the nano blade for like 4 seconds, and then you only got 2 seconds of blade left. And then they're playing a Mei, which I don't know why. The Mei is really out of place here, and they're also playing a Mercy, which is out of place. They're also playing 2 characters which are quite out of place because they're not synergizing with the rest of the team comp. Right? You have your supports which are not synergizing with the rest of your team comp, and they have 1 support and their Mei. Maybe they're going to swap, but we will see. You mostly need to watch out for the dive because you are quite vulnerable. So you need to keep your jump. That's the most important thing. You need to keep your jump, and you always need to be on high ground because if you're not, the ball is just going to slam on you, and then the Genji and the Diva can follow up to kill you. Let's continue. So we have the Hanzo being used, spamming. And it happened. So your Ana was either out of position or knocked down from high ground. We're going to disregard whatever happened. But she got killed by the most powerful character in the game. Unlucky. So now we can see the full picture of where everybody actually is. You have your Torp on the other high ground. And there's only a shield with you right now and the Orisa, right? The Orisa is also with you, maybe? You used your jump. Still got killed though. So this is quite unlucky because you lost the support. You didn't get healed enough in order to survive this dive by ball. Let me go out of first person to see how chaotic this fight actually is. So yeah, the Orisa was with you, and you two got dived. The Sigma dropped in order to attack the Diva. Your Torp was on the other high ground for some reason. As soon as your Sigma dropped and your Ana died, you should have given up some space. Like, all of you should have given up some space. Could have gone back further. Because you could have just, you know, because you played the Mercy, this fight was still kind of winnable. If you look at this situation, you had your Ana dying all the way back here. You yourself died here right now because you didn't retreat. You could have retreated, like everybody could have just gone back to this, to the kill, right? You could have set up, which is of course not ideal because you're going to give them 2 free high grounds as dive characters. But you could have set up right here with like the tank's pinky toe on the point. Could have put the other shield, like be ready to shield like this up here because they're going to shoot down on you, or be able to shield the front whenever needed. And you could just like could have just bunkered up right here in the corner, let the Mercy res, and then fight it again. The Torp was still on high ground, so he could have like probably pressured the high ground if like there was any dive, for example, happening onto the high ground. You still would have been fine. You yourself could have also just retreated up to the high ground right here. Should have put some space between you, made the Mercy be able to res perhaps, and then you could have won this still. In the end, it didn't turn out how you wanted. You and the Orisa stayed on high ground, which got you killed because there was only one support being able to heal you, and the one support that was able to heal you was resing right now. So yeah, the slam damage plus the dive initiation from Genji is going to get you and your tank killed, which is going to lose the fight because now it's a 4v6. You're missing a main tank and you're missing a DPS. Your Sigma's also gonna die maybe. You got antied. Okay, you're back. Walkers, you're back. Don't engage with Eva. Kind of like problems with awareness again. You were tunnel vision on the Diva and didn't know what was happening beside you. Like you probably didn't know that there was a wall. You probably didn't know that the Hammond is going to dive you there. So you just died. And your Sigma's just using his ult in order to turn this fight still. Which is fine. Only problem being now that you don't have anything for the blade. You don't have anything for the blade, which is bad. Okay. Take high ground. Take high ground, especially as somebody who can easily just climb up a high ground. Take the high ground. Stop standing on the low ground. Yep, you used your jump. When you engage you, that's nice. You know what your entire team could have done? Just Just hold on high ground for it. Look at this up here. This is free space, right? This is, by the way, how Overwatch League players and Contenders players are playing it. These high grounds are the most powerful positions in the game. So what you normally do is when the cart, right, all the way over here starts going, you would use the elevator to go up, and then control these high grounds. Control these 3 high grounds. Why do you control these high grounds? Because you can always drop onto cart, right? You can make a choice whether you want to take a fight if you're on a high ground. Also, you can always retreat from the high ground to another position where the enemy can't shoot you without getting up there. This is why high grounds are so powerful, right? Because you can retreat to a position where the enemy can't shoot you, go back up to full health, then go back to the ledge and start shooting down on them again. Also, shooting down on them will increase your chance of hitting a head. What a surprise. So you want to control high grounds because you can always drop onto the objective if needed, which in that case just like 1 or 2 people would jump off. Like if you were holding this high ground, your Orisa would probably just jump down with her Fortify and contest the point, while the rest of you just keep spamming down on them, and you can support the Orisa down here or whatever with your Ana. So there's no problem in that. The Orisa can drop, use her Fortify, use a shield up here, just contest the card whenever she wants to by jumping down if needed. Your Sig can still shield up here, all your damage characters can still shoot down there onto them, and you can still drop if needed. I don't know why you're not taking high ground. This is like the first thing you learn when you get to Masters. Or like Diamond even. Like you see a lot of players do this. There's a reason for it. It's because it's strong. Really, really strong in fact. So now you got May ulted, you don't have jump anymore, you die. And also the thing is happening that I mentioned earlier, you don't have the Sig ult as support ult, because you used it offensively. Which is unlucky. But at least they kind of wasted the nano there because they didn't need it. Also didn't quite need the blade, I think. I don't know. May ult probably would have been enough to win this. Trying to take high ground, getting pressured off it, that's quite unlucky. Yeah, you also have nothing you can combo your dragon with, which is quite unfortunate. You can only combo it with the Sig ult, but you really need that Sig ult as support ult. That's a nice headshot. That's some nice frags, but it's not gonna win you the fight. The fight is already over. So it's time to reset. You swap to McCree. Okay. So McCree again, different playstyle. Can't take high grounds as easily. It's a fine counter against. It's a soft counter against ball, just because of flash. Had to use roll. 3 people died. It's a lucky reset. Reset. Try and kill the Genji and get out. Or take positions, but then you need to hide. This was very bold of the Hammond to engage. This was a very bad freeze too. That's a nice flash on the ground. You always want to flash the ground when you're fighting a Genji. Kind of nice. Aim seems fine for controller player. You also like you did a bit of tunnel visioning again. You tunnel visioned again, which is quite sad. Let's go back. Okay. Thank you. So, you tunnel visioned. See, you were already low, okay? You were already low, you saw the Mercy and were like, this looks like a fine kill. If I kill this, maybe we can still win the fight. Problem being with that kill, that she can get healed, she can get protected, and you are 1 HP. So what does our mastermind Tracy do? Well, he shoots the Mercy once, shoots it twice, shoots it 3 times, notices that she got healed, right? She gets healed, misses 2 shots, and then overcommits. Tracy, why do you do that, Tracy? Tracy, why? Why do you roll it to 3 people in order to, like, maybe kill one? It's not even guaranteed that you kill as one, because you're 1 HP. Like, what? The target you're trying to kill is already almost full life again. Hello? Instead of engaging when you really shouldn't have, right? Right? I see this, you know, this kind of play, what you know what we call this? Ego play. These are ego players. You want to go for a kill just for the sake of the kill. And because you see that kill, you think about nothing but, I want to kill this Mercy. I want to kill whoever. Right? So what you could have done instead, right? Because your Ana is alive. Your Ana's alive. Instead of going from here, out of her sideline, into a roll, which Ana can't quite hit that well, into 3 people, would have been, okay, after shooting the Mercy 2 or 3 times and you notice she's not going to die. When you notice she's not going to die because she got healed, and is like, even if you headshot her and body shot her, she would have still survived. Right? Because she would have still gotten healed, and you're probably gonna need 3 more shots in order to kill her. Which I don't think you had in your revolver. But look at you, with your 92% ultimate. What you could have done, instead of like tunneling onto her, was when you realized, okay, I can't kill her, I go back. Because I know my ball is contesting. Because I know it is contested. Because I know my Ana is alive and she can heal me. Because I know the enemy ball is not a threat right now. Right? You could have just walked back out of sideline of these 3 people. Gotten healed. Started shooting. Maybe even high nooned them. You could have like high nooned and told your ball to like body block it. Or something. Right? Instead you hard commit into an ego play which gets you killed. Which is kind of sad. Anyways. Need to get rid of this. So your Ana dies, unfortunate. Your ball tries to contest this as much as he can. He's 1 HP, which your Doomfist just gets 1 shot. Your D.Va still contests this with defense matrix. This might... I give you that. The flank was not that bad. Because you had ult, the flank was not that bad. Seeing you up here was quite unexpected for them, which got the Mercy killed. They did not see you walk out of spawn and upstairs. You got the Mercy. The Genji reflected it. If he was a very, very good Genji, he could have reflected it back at you. Just unlucky, would have gotten you killed. Also, the D.Va still had defense matrix, so... The ult is not going to kill anything anyways, usually because of defense matrix and like the reflect in the scenario. So now you recontest for like a split second, and your Doomfist tries to recontest and gets pooped off. This was round 2. This was round 2.
Score 3-3. Switching sides.
Next, we will see
Initiate.
you on 1 minute, the enemy on 3 minute 50. And we will skip to the attack because I don't have anything to say.
Ready for battle.
40 more seconds.
Ready for battle.
20 more seconds.
Ready
16.
for battle.
5, 4, 3, 2,
1.
So,
attackers incoming.
let's engage. Smile.
Focus on the objective. Minimize errors. Adapt to changing battlefield conditions. And good luck.
It's the same stuff from the beginning. It's the same stuff from the beginning. They're just going for the same plays again. Like, hello? I mean, okay. Doing the same shit again. Only comp difference, no risk sensitive as. Ignore that. So, instead, we have a Sig, which means their comp is a bit stronger, but somehow they like lost their Orisa, so they still play a Ryan because maybe they want to block a Shatter, who knows? And the Sigma can't block it. I really don't know the reason for this Reinhardt still, but you know. You're rolling out on a very powerful comp using the most broken characters in the game. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe 5? The most strongest characters in the game. We don't know how this plays exactly yet, but he's a strong contender for one of the strongest characters right now. He's definitely one of the strongest, but he's definitely not like the strongest in his category. And then we have Ana. So your comp is quite nice. You have the Ana for range shields, which could have been a break also because you didn't really need that much healing. Also, like healing the you is not that easy because of you playing a Zen. Could have played a Brig instead for armor packs. Could have also played a Mercy instead here. Nice M, I know. Instead of the Ana. So the Ana force kind of out of place. There's also like really no nano target again except for ball. And other than that, you have a lot of spam, a lot of poke, a lot of shield break potential. You have basically 2 support ults here in Sigma and Zen. And you have one of the more stronger, super strong dive characters. The ball can just roll through them and like knock them around and stuff, which is kind of nice. You also have an anti-nade, so you should be able to break this bunker quite easily by just spamming out the Bastion and stuff. I don't know if you anticipated it, and that's why you got so much spam and Discord Orb and like anti-nade and everything, but maybe you anticipated it.
Boosting up.
So you're spamming the Bastion again.
30 seconds remaining.
He died very quickly. Either he got spammed by the Hanzo 2 or he got discorded, which is nice. Why did you stop lasering? You just stopped lasering. You could have killed that second shield too. You need somebody to touch. You lose your Sig and your like. That's quite bad. The 46. Tunnel visioned again. You only really saw the Sigma, so you went for the Sigma instead of for anything else. You could just, I don't know, could have flown over the roof instead.
Score
Pressured some different people.
3-3.
You just walked into the enemy team trying to kill the Sigma. I don't know if that was the correct play. You should have won this.
Initiating match.
Let me look over this quick, like the breakdown of this fight. Joanna dies. You kill the turret, which is nice. Bab doesn't die because of immortality. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really like this. I
Initiating.
don't really like this.
Greetings.
So now you try the exact same strategy. Holding for 4 minutes is hard though. This is a combo of this is the monstrosity of a combo if I've ever seen one. Like what? Hello? What are you doing here? What are you doing here? These I understand, these work well together. But what is this? Excuse me? Anyways. You need to watch out for the enemy Bastion. You should win the 1v1 Bastion though, because you have 10 shields and they have 0 way of protecting the Bastion. Samorio Bastion dies first though. That's a nice flank. You're unfortunately missing a lot of shots. Kill the Mercy, kill the Mercy, kill the Mercy, kill the Mercy, unlucky. Cloud visioning onto the Mercy. What is it? Stress? Panic? What is it that does this? Like, what is it that makes you play worse whenever a fight breaks out that you start to lose? Yeah, now they got ults, so you lose. Well,
Victory.
let's summarize. You are a bit of an ego player. You go for kills you shouldn't go for just for the sake of getting the kill. Without thinking about how am I actually going to survive my move. You kind of need to change that. I don't like you risking your own life dying because of it. Like, we had many examples in this VOD review of you dying because you were going for an ego play. A play that shouldn't work, didn't work. A play where you went to kill something and got punished for it because you just ignored everything else but the kill, or the target you wanted to kill rather. So this seems to be your main problem, is just target focus. When am I threatened by something? When can I ignore certain characters? What character should I go for in which fight? Who is free? Who is protected? Who can I actually kill without dying myself? Is it worth trading my life for a kill? These are always like things you need to ask yourself, and these are things you need to improve on yourself, is like this target focus slash feeding problem that you have when trying to kill something. Because you focus too hard on only the target you want to kill, which is bad. You need to be aware of what's going around you, even if you want to kill something. Don't just walk into 5 people in order to get a kill, please. You need to stop doing that. These are the main problems you seem to be having. Your aim seems fine, other than some little problems on projectile heroes. Your aim seems pretty decent on hit scans and stuff, like we saw on the McCree. Maybe you're just not used to the projectile speed of Torp, which I can get, of course. Other than that, I think you're fine, actually. Just like some basic stuff. Also like take high ground whenever possible, I guess. But like you should know. And I explained it in the video too. So I hope this helps for now. I hope you improve on your desire to go for kills and instead try to think about the kill more. Like I said, if it's possible to kill and if you risk your own life or if it's like beneficial to go for it right now. Also like target focus and like tunnel visioning and stuff. These seem to be your main problems which you need to work on. I hope this helped for now. And if it doesn't, maybe we need another VOD review, and I wouldn't be mad if we needed to. Because I find doing VOD reviews quite fun anyways. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a like, give it a thumbs up, sub, maybe. And let's see you in the next one. Hope you have a great day. Smile.